let's dive on into the next one, huh? So we had played a Vaults of Helia deck the other day. Really sweet build around landmark. Round start, kill your most expensive ally to summon an ally from your deck that costs 1 more. Landmarks are a new card type that take up one of your 6 spots on your bench, but they don't attack, block, or take damage. A curve that we played last time, we played this in a Shadow Isles Noxious build where we were turning Darius into Rekindler into Captain Pharaon. Another thing that came up was Anivia seems like a sweet card to be vaulting as well, because Anivia, when it dies, creates that egg, which then eventually turns back into Anivia. So the basic idea is that with Vault Out, you could play Anivia, sacrifice it to get Rekindler, who will then re-summon your Anivia. And then eventually the egg, the Anivia you sacrificed to Vault's left behind, will come back as another Anivia. Rekindler, we have a couple of cards past him tier 2. So we've got a Tryndamere above Anivia, and then Tryndamere can turn into a Captain Ledros, and much like Anivia coming back, Tryndamere levels when he would die the first time. So the rest of this deck is an interactive control deck. So we've got things like Vile Feast, Black Spear, and Vengeance as pieces of interaction. And then we also have the Mistwraith package. So Mistwraith's a 2/2 for 2 with Fearsome, that when it comes into play, it gives your other Mistwraiths everywhere +1 attack. But Mistwraith isn't just a card you can put in your deck. So Wraithcaller can summon a Mistwraith when it comes into play if you hit the Allegiance, and Risen Mist is a burst spell that gives you a Mistwraith. Mistcaller specifically is a very sweet card to play alongside Vaults of Helia, because this is a 4-drop that you don't mind sacrificing because you got some value off of it in summoning a Mistwraith. In our 5 slot, I'm playing a couple of Hearthguards here, because this is again a card that I don't mind throwing away to Vault to get something else out of my deck, because this had a come into play effect that allowed it to pump things up. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see how it goes. One potential concern for this build is that because of Anivia's eggs taking up bench space along with the Vault, there's a chance that we're not going to have enough bench space for both the Mistwraith package and the Vault, because Mistwraiths also kind of want to go a little bit wide. So we're going to play a few games starting with the Mistwraiths, and then we'll reassess after playing a few, depending on how it feels. Might do a little bit of a rebuild in the middle to a different direction that's not a bunch of Mistwraiths. It's a good draw.
What does he want from me? I've gotta get out of here!
That's a good hit. How much of a donation to do a gauntlet tomorrow? I can't answer that question offhand without talking to the boss, because that would be adding extra stream time.
We weren't expecting callers!
I can technically still play... I could still play the gauntlet Monday morning, right? It runs until Monday night.
The trap is set. She's gonna be so happy. What did you catch?
What did you catch? I tried labbing Vaults yesterday. Wraithcaller is really the only good 4-drop. It's hard to play another 4 with good success. Sure, but you, also don't necessarily have to play cheap 4s. You could very easily start your Vault curve at 5 or 6. And just, use it as a way to search up your powerful top end consistently.
I'm through waiting. I wanna go home.
So they actually just posted the gauntlet schedule on Twittertron. The gauntlets are going to be a mix of singleton and 3-deck pick ban, I believe is what they said.
They walked around.
Are the singleton ones aren't 3-deck pick ban, right? They're just they're best of 1, or are the singleton gauntlets also best of 3 still? Actually, I guess, is the 3-deck pick ban best of 3, or is it best of 1 with just the pick ban element? I'm really not super informed on how those are working. I need to sit down and read the details. They're all best of 1 still. Okay.
The War Mother will unite us all.
It's best of 1 pick ban. Okay. Scribe of Sorrow gets to generate some good value when it comes into play here. Summoning a copy of something that's already died this game.
Many tribes under one banner.
I probably want to save Vengeance for one of their bigger units here. I kind of want to use my mana this turn, though. This might be wrong. Where would I rate this deck on a tier list? I don't rate things arbitrarily. Don't use...
You'll go no
I don't believe in assigning arbitrary values to things that should be metric driven. So, a random deck that I've literally played half a game with, I don't have a tier to make up to give to you. Okay. About to get avalanched. Reckoning, that's so brutal. This card's so busted when it's good. Was one point short of being able to get Mist Wraiths going there. What's going on, Baron?
To call themselves Trifarian.
Unless the results of the sub-survey dramatically change over the weekend, over the next 2 days, we will continue to be a Runeterra and variety stream next month, it's looking like. Think I'm Vile Feasting a couple of things here to be able to just have some blockers. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Oh, I don't have bench space for it. Fuck. Oh, that's a huge mistake. I had these up here and I was like, oh, I can make one in. Oh, yeah. Especially with the landmark too, like this isn't a unit. I was gonna go to the next one. In the words of the greatest poet of our generation, we can just shake, shake, shake it off. Yeah, I agree. The fact that landmarks take up a bench slot is really goes a long way towards balancing any power level stuff that they do. It's a really big drawback. Shibana, Orion Sol. Mulligan looking for vaults. So, Reeds Gamer, if you're new here, this isn't a spike stream. Rather than continue to play a game where I put myself at a large disadvantage, I'd rather just move along to the next game. So if you're looking for someone that's going to edge out every percentage point and min-max their rank, this is not a good channel for you to be hanging out in. That's not what we're into. I mostly play games for fun, and continuing to play a game after I made a huge mistake because I'm playing while distracted is not something I find particularly enjoyable.
I pull the strings.
Which is why, if I do decide to play the gauntlets, I'm probably not going to do them live. I'm going to record them for YouTube. Because playing while streaming puts you at a pretty big disadvantage. There's just too much going on.
Dragon blood, Demacian heart. Let the blood boil, half dragon. Prove your worth, Severos.
That's an idea. I could do like I would do with the Magic Arena tournaments and just play them delayed. That's so unlucky. That's kind of unreal. We just drew all 3 rekindlers.
The summit's final trial.
Opponent's curve has been pretty close to perfect this game. 2, 3, 4, 5 has been... It's about as good as you can get. Thanks for the 13 months, Vlad. I really appreciate the tier 3. Second game with the deck. Punted the first one. Okay, there's an Anivia, but again, this Anivia doesn't do anything with this. Like, if I play, like, all 3 of my 7s are in my hand, so if I play this Anivia, she literally turns my vault off for the turn, which feels real bad.
They are nothing.
I want to go home.
Yeah, Spell Shield is only opponents if X Rebel did.
Strange.
When you play 3 Geeky Jeeky and draw all of them. I actually think Spell Shield is the best balanced designed style of that kind of protection, hexproof shroud, whatever you want to call it. I like the one and done nature of Spell Shield, and I like the fact that Spell Shield can save units from things like sweeper effects. I think is a big deal. I mean, sure, but like, like, what happened there isn't like we drew a one of, right? Like, drawing all 3 copies of a card you're hoping to have in your deck to search up is, like, pretty unlikely and unfortunate. That's definitely pretty far from, like, the average.
I don't fortune, stupid. Oh, I hear them.
What does he want from me?
Ares assistant.
Just gonna go ahead and use my mana here. So, the reason why single combat doesn't let your thing strike back, Springs Bug, is because Spell Shield stops all parts of the opposing spell that would work with that card. And part of single combat working with your card is it getting to strike back.
For supper.
So I think that's pretty consistent overall. That's not a spell, Terran. Although, is that a skill? I don't know how that
A feast awaits.
Yeah, Spell Shield doesn't fizzle a spell. It only stops the parts of the spell that would affect the spell shielded unit. Is exactly correct.
Appetizers of
Which is very different than if you're used to playing Magic the Gathering. And Magic effects like that would not work that way. And I think it's more intuitive and better that they work the way they do it. That works the way it does in this game. I think it's a better mechanic design too. Why do we not vault there? Because I want to glimpse whatever they try to eat. I think if I vault here, it's incredibly likely that my opponent heals this and then eats my 4-drop. My opponent's deck has an incredible number of things that heal their thing, chat. That's literally what their deck is built around. Whereas, like, now, they do this, I get to get a 4-3, and now I get to attack for a bunch.
how delectable. Let us peruse this establishment's fare.
So the key to understanding which things go through Spell Shield and which don't is skills do not go, or skills go through, or don't go through spell shield. The ones that have an icon that go on the stack don't get through spell shield, and the ones that don't use the stack do get through it.
Accompany me, Star Child.
I will gladly guide all who seek my aid.
All right, do I want to vault here, or do I want to play Wraithcaller as another large thing? I probably just want to get vault moving. The problem is, they're probably going to kill this.
Be at peace.
We're just starting, D. Brian, so I'm not sure yet.
Live with purpose.
They could have forced my 4-3 to block, and they didn't, which would imply they don't want me to. I mean, they wanted to heal Kench, and, like, Sakura heals herself, and, like, getting healing on their landmark isn't irrelevant. Oh, I'm dumb. I shouldn't have given Kench a target, right? That was a mistake. Because it kind of uses up some of their mana on a thing I don't really care about dying. That gives him some eats, though, which isn't stellar for me.
I.e. my own.
No, because he heals it into turn shit.
Live with purpose.
We fight for one Freljord.
They do also have infinite spells that stops it. Stop it, that is correct. Anivia is really not great on this board, right? She's pretty medium against Kench. I think we do this and just try and get our beatdowns on here. So far, the Anivia part of this deck does not feel like it synergizes particularly well with the Mistwraith part. The Darius build that we played the other day felt like it lended itself well towards finishing things out with the aggressive top end.
Take heart. Live with purpose.
And so far, that's not felt like the case here.
Come on in.
If you don't have a bigger unit to get out of your deck, Vault just doesn't sacrifice your most expensive unit. So it never screws you, basically.
I understand.
Yeah, and like I said, I mentioned that at the start of this set, that I'm not sure the Mistwraith package pairs well with what we're doing otherwise. And I think in practice, we're kind of seeing that play out. Where Anivia doesn't feel like a good pairing with this. And perhaps changing towards something more controlling. Like maybe a Freljord ramp build is something I'd rather be doing. Because you can technically, yeah, you could technically vault on 4 off of ramp, right? I think I just gotta cross my fingers and hope this works. If you're talking about Tryndamere, we're literally playing Tryndamere. Again, the deck list is on your screen. Yeah, let's rebuild this. I feel like the assessment that the Mistwraith package doesn't feel like it makes sense with the Anivia top end is accurate. So like Grinding Stones and Catalyst, okay. Babbling Berg seems pretty okay. I think I want a third Hearthguard. Yeah, playing a second Tryndamere seems fine if we're going bigger. Tavern Keeper sounds like a good one, yeah. He's not good to pot into, but potting out of him is fine. Yeah, Sentry's a good card. Professor of Seismology, thank you for the 5 months of Prime support. Jeff Bezos makes $3,715 a second, so I'll divert 0.001345 seconds to Jeff. I appreciate it. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, they did the math. Yeah, I just added some sentries. I think I want a couple more control tools in here. Like, if we're going bigger like this, Avalanche seems fine. Is that like my last card here as a piece of bottom end? Yeah, maybe we just play like Avalanche and a couple of Ruination. Because we're in a Anivia deck, so Ruination seems fine. I kind of like that. What do we think of this? I think I like it. Let's try it. Let's try this. Yeah, the Darius top, or the Mistwraith package made sense with the Darius top end because Darius, what's the word I'm searching for? Darius is an aggressive card that lets you finish there. But when we're playing Anivia as our top end, we're not an aggressive deck anymore, right? Berg is anti-synergy with Vault. Kind of. Drawing cards is good still. Like, you're not gonna stop playing cards because you have Vault. How's this deck felt? Well, we just rebuilt it, so the Mistwraiths felt bad. We're trying a different direction now. Basically just rebuilt the deck.
For the homestead.
Well, I did want to play a ramp spell this turn, but gaining 5 seems better.
You'll fight or you'll swim.
Bye, friends!
Find the signal fire.
Easiest avalanche of 2020. No, the easiest avalanche of 2020 will be the avalanche of votes that Donald Trump's gonna get buried in here soon.
Lock the door.
Fingers crossed.
I rarely forget. I never forgive. Kill is the lot of you.
Am I gaining 5 with this? Probably not. I have double Catalyst in hand. Just gonna kill this for now. Yeah, the Ledros is so we can sacrifice Tryndamere to vault to level up. That's exactly correct.
No use trying. You wanted wrath.
I've whipped up something special.
I think we just do this, right? And then they have to deal 2 to their Jack if they want to hit us with it this turn.
All hands on deck!
It's unfortunate. Didn't plan out exactly as we wanted it.
I can bleed.
We seem to be having a wrong half problem. Why is that? We have a fantastic mix of both removal and interaction here. So I completely disagree with your statement that we seem to be having a problem. Can you elaborate, please? We seem to be having a pretty good mix of stuff so far. Even these ramp spells are gonna end up being reasonable. Like gain 3 is a real text box in this matchup.
I rarely forget. I never forget.
Captain on deck!
Their draw has been very good this game. Our draw's also been good though. Like we're in a fine spot. That's a good pickup too. I think we're just playing Ledros this turn. Someone was asking earlier, how do you tell if something gets stopped by Spell Shield if it's a skill? You see this little circle here? This is a skill that allows enemy reactions. If it says that means your opponent is gonna get stopped by Spell Shield. If there isn't this circle, they can't respond to it.
Get barnacle!
Your king has returned.
Well, are we dead? Okay, we didn't die. I can gain 9 this turn.
I'll show him pain. Kings and ravens alike will fall.
Come on in!
They drew Decimate? They drew fucking Decimate? That's an unfortunate end. Attacking them was wrong because of the overwhelm. Yeah, that's a really good observation. If I don't attack into the 3-1, I end up 3 points of life higher there because Ledros, and then we have enough to stabilize, right? That's a good thing to point out. I appreciate that. It's easy to just bitch about the pirate aggro deck being too good and like not look at things like that, right? Not take a step back and be a little bit objective and be like, oh, I had a decision here that could have changed the outcome of the game had I played better. It's a little awkward that if I play Vault on 4 here, my Vault doesn't have anything to sacrifice. I think we just go 3-drop, 2-drop here.
Now, where did that one run off to? Nothing escapes my watch.
I've actually already locked in the schedule for next week. Let me,
What have I told you? Stay out of there.
Yeah, we're gonna be finishing both, Hellblade and Psychonauts next week.
Stay out of there. Trust me, they add up. Look out for reapers. Alert the village. The little ones.
Something ancient stirs.
The sunbrock got me good.
Let's soar!
I didn't do nothing.
Strike them down.
Feeling pretty dead here. Man, I was about to say we're technically not dead on board because we're at 11, and they played out another Daring Poro.
I will be reborn.
One candle for every soul.
Too little, too late. Yeah, I don't think there's anything we could have done about this game. The last game against Pirate Aggro, I messed up, but yeah, that one they just solidly ran us down. Yeah, I needed an avalanche earlier that game. Yeah, we played the Piltover landmark with Jinx the other day, and it was okay. Not the fact that it, like, forces the timing on everything that you have feels awkward. Yeah, I almost like, and like, if you ask me, like, Jeff, what do you change to make the pirate aggro deck slightly less powerful? I don't even really know that there's a good answer, because it's just like a culmination of a bunch of really good cards that are just pretty efficient.
The sun rock got me good. Terra coin.
Yeah, it's just constant chip damage. It's an accurate summary. Increase max health to 25. Eh. I'm glad we're gonna be able to get a drink when all of this is done. Because I am definitely feeling thirsty.
Time for the main event.
I'm gonna pass for now, because this plus Avalanche lets me kill a Draven, which is ideal.
Hey, kiddo. Dig your get up.
Let's take this outside.
Catalyst needs to cost 3 in cantrip.
Does he do this?
Please no. Please no.
Yeah, okay. Does he do this?
It's a decent pickup too. Plenty of good healing in our deck. Hopefully they start the turn by playing another threat out. We get to avalanche them.
Victims.
I've carved meat bigger than you.
Think I chump here, and then I'm going to play Catalyst, and we'll jump up to 10. And then hopefully they expand more on their board, and we'll get to Avalanche a little bit more next turn. Or perhaps Ruination. Well, I guess I could technically play Grinding Stones here too, although I'm not sure I really want to do that. Hey, Leaves, thank you for the 12 months of support there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you're at. We start here. Then we play probably Innkeeper plus our ramp spell. And then we can kill Draven with Vile Piece next turn.
Warm hots and hot soup. How about another round?
Hey, buddy, what you doing?
Or do they have another Draven? That's what this means, right? This block means second Draven.
The party has arrived.
Okay. Well, the problem is if they play another Draven out on my turn isn't taught, they get to open attacks with it.
Yum out of play.
Is the issue. We're not playing Whale, we're playing Avalanche, stocks.
Time for the main event.
Great. The Whale baited them into thinking we didn't have a sweeper.
Out. It was right on my tail.
It was right on my tail.
Look out there.
Yeah, I think that's the corner turn probably, right? I must end this madness. Alright, on the scoreboard. I mean, like, again, like, people who are, like, talking about Berg being an anti-synergy card, did you watch the game we just played where it, like, drew us a bomb and that bomb ended the game? Like, y'all just watched the same game I did, right? Berg is just a good card. Don't skip putting good cards in your deck because you're worried about a small amount of anti-synergy. What makes up for that small amount of anti-synergy is the fact that your deck just has more good cards in it. That's not strictly true. We didn't start the order. My opponent's deck didn't have a chance to draw out of us having Ruination because we had Berg to actually close the game out. The one thing control players often undervalue is being able to actually kill the opponent. It's very important. Yeah, combo decks that play good cards are busted. Big agree. You will win more games if you put more good cards in your deck. Hot take. Putting more good cards in your deck leads to more game wins. Yes, big agree, Violet.
Blue as the serpentine.
Yes, we do still get the extra mana gem next round, which is sweet.
Teeth big as tombstones. Got a surprise for him. They're coming! Hide! Heed my words!
Faces of the Old One is explicitly bad with your ramp, and I don't have nearly enough cards to Behold to enable it, X. think I have five cards that cost 8+.
Neither the flames nor the depths can claim me. Will no one listen?
Yeah, if there's nothing in your deck for them to get, they just don't get anything.
Fight
Echo.
for one Freljord. Many tribes under one banner. Phil. Our banner will lead the way.
I'll cut my name into ya.
Cut his name into pieces. Do.
My selection speaks for itself.
Nab is actually awkwardly good against us because it can take things out of our deck we might want to be potting into.
Keep up, keep up.
Yeah, they're playing a little bit, opponent's playing a little bit bigger version of Pirate Aggro.
The spirit of winter awakens.
How is the Undying deck? It was really good when it had the Undying out, and it was really mediocre otherwise.
Gotta go with the flow.
Goodbye, friends.
Bury all in snow.
We get to play our third Hearthguard here. So all the things in our deck will be +3/+3. It's a little sad that our Tryndamirs are in our hand, but whatever. Do you like that there isn't a Legend Rule in Runeterra like Magic? Yeah, definitely. It allows for really neat deck building and synergy type things, like what we're doing here. There's a lot of decks in Runeterra that wouldn't be possible if this game had a Legend Rule like Magic does.
Bounty Bowl knows me name.
Tomorrow we rise anew.
We burn, then kindle anew. Light flickers.
Maybe I'm actually supposed to just drop Tryndamere there.
What's that you got there?
They'd probably die if I drop Tryndamere there, huh?
Blow winds and crack your cheeks.
No!
Oh, you know what? With bench space with the egg, Tryndamere returns when he levels up, so hopefully... Okay, so yeah, so them killing this egg's actually really good for us, because now I can play Tryndamere, and he can turn into Captain Ledros, and, like, not have bench space for it still.
I'll make corpses of
How do I play around Riptide? Like, if Riptide happens here, that's fine. Like, I want more things for Riptide to have to target it. Above average board state. You don't vault. If there's not something in your deck more expensive than your most expensive thing, it just doesn't vault. Now the question is, do they have another Gangplank to play out who's leveled? Can you Catalyst to level Anivia? Yes. Because when you Catalyst, you become enlightened because you have the get the mana crystal right away.
There'll be blood in the water.
Is she round start? No, level up is just your enlightened. It's the egg specifically checks at round start. The egg says round start if you're enlightened, get Anivia back.
They never stood a chance.
To set a low bar, this reconfigured build that's more controlling feels better than the Mist Wraith package here. And this honestly, I feel like this kind of shows the sweet range of a card like Vault and Runeterra. Like, Vault felt good with the Mist Wraith package in our more aggressive configuration, but it explicitly felt bad with that here, so it fits in a couple different directions. Yeah, this deck is basically control Birthing Pod. And the noxious build that we played with Darius the other day was aggro pod, essentially. For lack of a better term.
There's nothing to fear. Shiver out from the darkness.
We just kill this now before they can open attacks and generate another friend with her.
I have my orders.
Little punished for my sequencing with the Avalanche, but there's also a chance if I don't play the Avalanche there that my opponent just doesn't play anything else out. We're debating on if they want to open attacks here or not. We have a pretty decent curve, all things considered. So you get to do this and game back up.
You'll never see it coming.
Let's talk about your tag.
Cool. I'm just supposed to gain 3 with this and hope to dry Avalanche.
The War Mother will unite us all. Today we fight as one.
Just have another one of these.
The hunter.
Stand and defend!
Maybe I'm supposed to block this here, so that way Anivia's trigger kills these. Could be possible. I'm just dead, so it doesn't matter.
The spirit of winter awakens.
Yep, and like, my only real timing decision that game was whether or not when I hit my timing on my avalanche. But like, again, if I time my avalanche differently, my opponent doesn't have to sequence their stuff out. Yeah, I don't know, the what's it called burn decks definitely feel like they're a little bit... No, I don't think it's early in hindsight, innuendo. It's early if my opponent plays poorly. But, like, if my opponent plays well, if I don't avalanche there, they just take the pass back and then open attacks and hit me. Yeah, I think the noxious aggro decks in general probably need something to downtick. The amount of reach that they have is pretty incredible. For the record, though, I'd much rather play a format where the aggro decks are a little overtuned than where ramp decks are a little overtuned, so... I don't think it's that big of a deal in the meantime.
We shall not rest until all betrayers pay.
I might just pass here and burn my mana. Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to play the Catalyst there. Interesting. Yep.
Treachery ends now.
Think I'm just playing Vault here, and then we'll Anivia next turn and get the Vault chain going.
Forever watchful. Silent as death.
Just gonna pass here. I don't really want to attack by Anivia into their 4-3.
One candle for every soul.
So if I grinding stones plus catalyst, I get my Anivia back next turn. They have a Vile Feast here. Oh, they could have a Warping Whale. Warping Whale would not be great for me. They have Vile Feast into Warping Whale would be poop. Man, we cannot catch a break today.
I won't let you play your tricks.
Hello, oldest son.
Cannot be safe.
How are you doing today? You're good? I love you, Jacob.
I taste purple.
I think I'm declining to attack with this because I want a Ruination next turn. So I think I'm just passing here at this point with the plan to Ruination on their turn. The problem is they're a deny deck, so he could get denied. They played Nopify though, so like there's a question of like, do they have room to play deny and Nopify in their deck? Someone asked, do I think there's a problem? It's a problem with Noxious aggro, or do I think it's a problem with there not being enough answers? No, I think it's a problem with Noxious aggro. I think this idea that answers need to constantly be made better as opposed to making threats worse is bad, because it creates this power vacuum arms race that isn't healthy or interesting for gameplay. So in general, I'd prefer the power levels of things on average be scaled down as opposed to scaling everything else back up. I think scaling everything up constantly is unhealthy and creates bad gameplay patterns. Yeah, and one of the things like Runeterra and Riot are like in a really good position to avoid awkward power creep like that because they can rebalance cards.
Return to us.
I will play my part.
Yeah, I mean, all paper card games pretty much power creep their crap eventually because they're trying to sell loot boxes and generate more profits. One of the things that's kind of nice about Runeterra is the fact that they're not trying to sell cards randomly, so they don't have an incentive to power creep new sets just to, like, sell packs. is a nice change of pace. Yep.
Nothing escapes my watch. The King's Shield.
Well, he wasn't wrong. He was ending the game for someone. He just wasn't ending the game for us. Ladrosity. Let's try one more before we call it a day. Gangplank, Misfortune, Sajani. Alright, spelling at everything but the Sentry here. Looking for cheap interactive cards. This is probably Turbo Sajani that's playing Misfortune as a budget replacement for a Gangplank.
Nothing like the stink of blood.
Or maybe they just decided they like that better, but likely just trying both of these champions level when you hit your opponent 5 times.
You can see the Demacian border from here.
I deal in coins and carnage.
Hard to get rich.
Yeah, Misfortune's a generically good card. She technically helps you level your 2 things as well. Like, she's a form of reach that doesn't require you be able to block, basically. It doesn't require you get past blockers.
Son of a...
Ancient things trapped in the ice. You gotta believe me.
Wow, no play there is really good for us.
Neither the flames nor the depths can claim me.
Captain, the War Mother will unite us all.
It's because vanilla creatures are boring,
Let's get to it.
and Runeterra doesn't have to have a bunch of boring cards in their packs to let you chase the not boring ones. There's no draft chap in this game. They're expedition limited. It's a lot more powerful than the average Magic limited format. They're using our technology against us, chat.
For my homeland! Strike them down!
Hello, youngest son. How are you doing this morning?
Where's Dad?
What? Where's my calendar? My calendar is right...
Here. It's like off the thing now.
It is off the thing, you're right. Dad started late today.
You should have
I think I use this as a gain 1 or gain 2.
You have to work now. You have to work now.
So none of my creatures have died yet, or none of my champions have died yet, so this doesn't quite do anything. I can double Rinding Stones this turn, and then that gets us to Ledros next turn.
There'll be blood in the water.
Are you excited to play outside? The floor's not there. That's true. There's a little bit of dirt at the bottom. You can still play on the top part. It's very, very exciting. Not yet. They'll be ready next week, I promise. How about tomorrow? No, next week, bud. Alright, well, we had a champion die now at least, so that means this is working. We'll see if they're able to kill this egg. You know, I think I just end the round and burn their mana here, right? Because it means I get my other Anivia back.
This is our time.
What is outside? I think I had mentioned this on stream at one point in the past, but so Christy and I had originally been saving up money to refinish a space in my basement into a more professional office for me. Wait, why didn't that come back? Oh, it goes left to right. That's awkward. So it checked and then it checked here. Well, I'm glad I have harsh winds. Sorry, to finish my thought, we took the money that we had been saving to refinish my office space, and we turned it into, a playground in the backyard for the kids, which is now mostly assembled.
Seize the opportunity.
Come from the dark.
I will tweet and share pictures when it's all done. So there's still, we still have to get the ground underneath it done. We've got some, like, rubber playground tiles that are gonna get installed for it.
Time to reflect.
We each died.
A new era begins.
Wait, I'm really confused. Oh, because this one just happened, right? Okay, that makes sense. I understand that. Alright, so this is not quite leveled yet. If they have a second warning shot, they could get me. But I think we attack with all of these. We get 2 deal 2s to everything. So now, if they have a second warning shot here, so Johnny's gonna get to wipe the attack off all my things. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Resurrect.
Good to go!
Huh? So if I, and this is kind of awkward with the vault, if I Ledros, this will not turn into a Trendemir. So I think I'm supposed to wait on that?
Up there in the mountains!
I never.
We fight for one Freljord.
The Freljord's eternal guardian.
And you can see these things happening from left to right on my bench here.
The Freljord is a cycle of death and rebirth.
Then the
Are we through
Freljord is
regions? No,
truly
we're
my
Freljord
home.
Jet Isles.
We burn. Then
I am reborn of salt and brine.
Oh, they nabbed a rekindler. Huh. Well then. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Frost Guardian. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate the support.
You gotta believe me! Oh, you and your stories.
Avalanche doesn't really do anything, right?
I've got us covered.
I protect this place.
You'll need more than that.
I will endure.
Yeah, all of our stuff is about to get frostbite. They could have another warning shot. Yeah, we're in an okay spot. Ledros plus Anivia's maybe get us out of this. Even if they have a warning shot.
Time to reflect.
The end.
Oh, we can battle rage after it next turn. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Alright. Alright. This is quite the game.
This is our time.
This'll be a slaughter.
Alley-oop.
Yum yum.
Gotcha in my sights.
I'm one of the good guys, but not that.
Yeah, we're fine. It's fine. Even with the nap, we're okay.
Welcome to the tipsy hour.
The War Mother will unite us all. I am Ledros, the King's Shield.
Until our paths cross once.
Cool. All right, that was a good one. Feels like a good one to end on. I mean, our opponent wanted us to come at them. Yeah, we beat leveled Sajani, which was kind of impressive. That's not usually something that happens. Okay, so to set a low bar, where we ended up at with this felt better than where we started. The aggressive matchups still feel kind of hard, and maybe Ruination's just not a card we're supposed to be playing because of that. Maybe Whale or Grasp are tools we should be reaching for to try and keep the... Yeah, exactly, TDM. I think that's a change I would make, depending on what exactly you want to hedge. I think I'd cut these, and I'd play Grasp or Whale, depending on what exactly you're interested in killing. Between Avalanche and a couple of Vengeances, and then things like Anivia stacking up on the rest of our things, I feel like Ruination's probably unnecessary at the top end. It's very clunky in a lot of situations. I think Grasp is the one I would play. Probably make the aggressive matchup a little bit better. I definitely think this build... Oh, that's a thought. Yeah, I completely forgot we're just, like, only on 5 champions at the moment, because I didn't want 3 Tryndamere. Yeah, playing a Braum as a cheeky, just like, this is a cheap unit we're okay with having. Yeah, I could see that fitting in too, okay? At the core though, like, again, it really highlights to me why cards like this are really sweet. This card, much like Kench, feels like an awesome card that slots into a lot of different directions. So like this build felt sweet and feels like we ended up somewhere reasonable at the end. And the Darius build, Wraith Vault, that we played the other day, if you didn't see this one, it's up on my YouTube channel. This build with Darius, Rekindler, Captain Farron at the top end also felt really, really good. But this build was more of an aggressive Vault deck, whereas the Anivia Vault deck ended up being a more controlling Vault deck. And the fact that, like, this kind of engine could slot in 2 different directions was really excellent to see. Hey, Wax Papers, thank you very much for the 24 months of support. I hope you're staying safe out there wherever you're at in the world. All right, at any rate, the kids want to play outside, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off for a while. If you're a new viewer, thanks for dropping in today. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to check out my YouTube channel and my website. I post Runeterra videos at least 5 days a week. I also am live every evening except for Monday, 6 days a week, doing variety stuff. So we're going to pop back on in about 6 hours here and play some more Horizon Zero Dawn. My schedule starting for next week, tomorrow. Tomorrow, I take off in the morning on Sunday. We're going to play some Breath of the Wild tomorrow night. And then I'll be back with Runeterra stuff Monday through Saturday again next week with a bunch of other variety stuff here. Different games that we're playing through and starting. I think someone asked me if I was going to do a gauntlet tomorrow. I think I'm probably going to actually take tomorrow morning off of doing Runeterra stuff since I was live today. Get caught up on some stuff around the house. But I think rather than playing deck submissions, we might at least start Monday morning, I think, by doing a gauntlet. I think that's probably the easiest time for me to fit it in. So I still have time to do that Monday morning, right? It doesn't end for... Play now for Prime Glory ends in 2 days and 13 hours. So yeah. So 2 days from now and 13 hours is Monday night. Sweet. Looks like Monday midnight PST. All right. Peace, folks. Everybody stay safe. Hopefully some folks back for some Horizon Zero Dawn tonight. Catch you around later.